The first thing you smell when you go to a fete, a carnival, or even the footy are the Dagwood Dogs. So I thought it'd be a little bit of fun to recreate them at home. They're actually not that hard to make. Now let's start with the batter. You'll need some self-raising flour for this. 1 cup of self-raising flour into a bowl. To this, we're going to add some cornmeal. Now, Dagwood Dogs is what we call it here in Australia, but in America, they're called corn dogs, and this is where they get their name because there's cornmeal in the batter. So lots of that in there. You can use instant polenta. It works really well for this, along with some sugar. The sugar is going to help give it a sweetness, but also give us that lovely golden colour on the batter. So a couple of spoonfuls of the sugar. We'll give that a whisk. And it needs to be seasoned with some salt too, so a good pinch of salt. We'll make a well in the centre, and now we're going to crack in 1 egg. And just like you were making a pancake batter, you just want to break up the egg, and little by little, we're going to add our milk. Now, you want to do this slowly and incorporate it a small bit at a time so we don't get too many lumps with our batter. And this batter does need to be thick because it needs to stick to our frankfurts. We don't want it to slide off as it fries in the oil. So stir that around. See how it's just slightly thicker than a pancake batter. That's what we're after. All right, I'm gonna pop that to one side and just let that rest for 15 minutes. This will thicken up, so again, if it's too thick, just add a little bit more milk. Now let's get on to our frankfurts. I'm using cocktail frankfurts for my recipe. If you wanted to make these larger, you could use the footy franks, which are double the size. Now we're just going to warm these up into some simmering water. Make sure the water's not boiling because they could split our cocktail frankfurts. And they're going to be in there for about 1 to 2 minutes. Then I'm going to drain them, pat them dry, and pop them onto some sticks. All right, our cute little frankfurts are ready to go, so let's start battering. I like to add a little flour onto a plate, and we're going to just flour them first before they go into the batter, just to ensure that batter sticks nicely to the frankfurts. So what I like to do is just roll them in the flour all over, shake the excess off, and then let's have a look at our batter. See how that's thickened up again? That's okay. Just add a little more milk and another quick whisk. It thickens up so fast because of the polenta, or the cornmeal that we've added to it. Okay, we'll take that whisk out, and whenever you're frying, make sure you get quite close to the oil so there is no splatters and it's all safe. So dredge the cocktail frankfurt into the batter, allowing the excess just to drip off, and then into the vegetable oil. Now that's what we want. See those little bubbles? That goes in there, and then just drop that into the oil. And you can see how it puffs up quite quickly. You want that oil to be at roughly around 180 degrees. That batter does need to cook, so just keep rolling it in the oil so it's golden all over. Turned out so well. Always drain them on a rack just to get rid of that excess oil, and they're going to be piping hot, so cool them down momentarily before piling them up. Now traditionally you can serve this with some mustard tomato sauce, either or if you like me, I like to serve it with both. And certainly not traditional, but I like to serve mine with some pickles to cut through the richness. So the pickles are going to be slightly tangy, just the perfect combination. This dish is seriously nostalgic, really reminds me of all those fetes and carnivals I used to go to as a kid. Give these a go at home, lots of fun.